So do you ever come across anything where you're just like, I just want to be given a plan, a workout plan, a nutrition plan, something that I can follow that's going to give me results, something that's just easy that I can do in order to get the results that I want? Well, if you stick around, I'm actually going to give you something in this video that's very easy to follow and that can start yielding you some results as well. Now here's the thing, weight loss and building muscle does not have to be hard. People make it difficult because of all the different types of things they see on the internet, all the different comparisons from ways that people have maintained it, whether it's through fasting, whether it's through not eating carbs, whether it's through eating through a carnivore nutritional diet, whether it's doing paleo, or if you look at the workout side of things, whether it's just doing like strength training, whether it's doing high repetitions versus low reps, or low reps versus high reps, or whether it's focusing more on a strength training program versus a CrossFit program versus a circuit. Listen, all of them work. All of them can get you the results that you want, right? But it's about sticking to a consistent program and also understand that there are certain things you have to keep going through when it comes to getting the results. Now in the description below, there's going to be different workout plans and also different nutritional plans that you can follow that also have different caloric intakes depending on which one you fall in, that you can easily follow that can yield you some results possibly, okay? So I put them there for people to download, but I implore you just to keep watching the rest of this short video because you need to understand something. In order to keep getting the results you want, okay, when it's weight loss, you have to be in a caloric deficit. And it also comes down to how much of a caloric deficit you're in. And the only way you know that is if you take 1 week, you write everything down that you've eaten that week that you would on a normal basis. And I mean be as detailed as possible. You tally it up, you get your caloric intake for the week, you average it out for 7 days, and that gives you an idea of how many calories you're intaking. Then you want to stay below that caloric intake. Of course, if you work out and you do weight training and you also do cardio, you want to substitute between 150 to 300 calories or so, but that really honestly depends on the person's power output because not everybody burns that much. You have some people who are very slow and sluggish and don't try at all and aren't consistent. Then you have high performers and high achievers that put in a lot of work when they're working out and they burn a lot more calories. However, you have to go on averages because you don't know exactly where you're at, especially if you're somebody who's new at this. So then you basically add that onto your sheet when you look at how many calories you should be subtracting. And then what you're going to do is you're going to stay below that, like I said earlier, okay? Now when it comes to the working out side of things, aside from the movement that you get from your everyday daily expenditure, your TDEE, which is going to yield you the most of calories you're going to be burning, you're going to obviously want to do cardio, okay? And you're going to want to do weightlifting. Now I can already hear some of you saying, yeah, but I don't want to do cardio, I don't need that to lose weight, or my friend did it without basically going to the gym or doing any running or doing any cardio whatsoever at home. That's fine and all, but if you're talking about losing the most amount of weight and wanting to get into better shape and also strengthening your body and especially your heart, well, why wouldn't you add cardio just because you don't like it? Well, then you're sacrificing more calories that could have been burned and getting closer to your goal. This whole stance about staying away from cardio, I think, is just a little bit of nonsense, and people should be incorporating it more. If not, for the fact of burning body fat, it's for the fact of strengthening your heart as well. But hey, at the end of the day, it's your call. You don't have to do it. It's completely up to you, and you can still get results just from weightlifting and being in a caloric deficit, and you don't have to do cardio. I'm saying it's just going to further along you towards your goal, and it's going to be better for you anyways. So then you're going to take one of the programs I listed below, whether it's 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, and you're going to start implementing it in the gym, or you're going to start implementing it at home. There's different types down there that I've created that you can download. You can just pick one, and then you can start applying it. Now, here's the thing. When it comes to a tailored plan, this is going to get you only so far because obviously it's not tailored for you. But with the things I've listed in this video, it can literally get you started towards losing weight and putting on muscle. There's obviously more things towards that with how many calories you actually burn, how often you're actually going to go to the gym, your power output, how you perform the exercises, how much intensity you're putting on the exercises, your cardio output, what you're eating. Like, there's obviously other different nuances that are going to apply to an individual that's going to cause them to lose weight quicker or faster. But that comes with a tailored plan, and that's something different. And if you're obviously interested in learning more about that, you can click the link below. There's another link down there that's going to take you to a page that's going to basically bring you towards giving you information working with me. However, you don't even need to do that right now. This is good enough to get you started and to start losing weight and to start putting on muscle. You have to understand it's going to take time. One question I always get is, well, how long does it take to put on muscle? It can take the average person anywhere between 4 to 6 months, okay, to put on 1 pound of muscle. Now again, it depends on how often you're going, how consistent you are, how much your body responds in your genetics, what your intensity is, how much weight are you lifting, how much are you challenging yourself. Like, there's a lot of factors that engage in that. Don't worry about all that. Just focus on going in there and lifting the weight for now, especially if you're a beginner. That's what you want to focus on. Another question I get is, well, how much weight can I possibly lose? You're looking to get around 0.5 to 2 pounds per week or so. But again, don't worry about that. As long as you're staying in a deficit and you're losing weight in a slow progression manner, then you're going to be fine. Because when you're in that when you're in that slow stance of losing weight, when you're in that method of just trying to lose a bit of weight at a time and you stick towards that every week versus always wanting to lose the most amount of weight and not being happy with it, you're going to end up relapsing. Because at least when you lose weight at a slow factor, like I list 0.5 to 2 pounds or so, okay, anywhere in between there, and you're doing it in a slow progressive manner, then you're less likely to relapse and want to go on an eating binge, because it's real when people actually have an issue when it comes to wanting to go have foods they're not used to having, okay? As long as you're in a caloric deficit, you can still have some of the foods you want, okay? But it comes down to still being in that caloric deficit, having high protein and working out, making sure your TDEE is high, your total daily energy expenditure is high during the day, and then adding cardio, and then making sure that you're applying all of that on a weekly basis. All right, guys, at the end of the video, I wanted to keep it short and simple for something for you to follow. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below so I can eventually get to them. I will eventually get to you. I'm a very busy person, but I always want to try and give back as much value as possible. But if you have any questions, comments below, let me know, and then I'll see you guys around.